We train hard. We believe in consistency. We work hard, thereby making positive impact.
Basketball has been basically everything. It gave my life shape.
So I decided to start a small basketball club. That way I could empower kids, take them off the streets, especially those who have basketball interest and talent, and then see how we can use this to give them a platform to show their skills, and then to learn some skills also that will make them successful through life, leadership skills and other skills that could help them go through life.
Basketball helped redirect my focus.
Originally founded as a fast food franchise in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria, Hotcoal swiftly diversified into other ventures, and now it's today one of the fastest growing amateur basketball teams in Nigeria.
So Hotcoal is actually a fast food franchise that I opened a while ago, and we had 3 locations in Jos and are presently trying to open 1 location in Abuja now, which we should be concluding by the end of or middle of next year.
Yeah, Hotcoal has been a great experience, from the CEO down to the management to the players.
Hotcoal, first of all, is like a family.
Basketball to me is my life. Yeah, basketball is my life. Yeah, because it actually brought me out from the street.
Hotcoal has impacted so much in the lives of a whole lot of players from Jos, Abuja, and the country at large. I started personally as a player, and I grew from being a player to TM of the team after 2 years. Then I later became the assistant coach of this great team.
Basketball has really been a tool for me, an instrument to take myself to where I want to go to. Hotcoal basketball has really impacted a lot in my life.
I've been following a lot of teams, even be part of some of these teams.
We've grown from a fan base of 0 to about 40,000 on our Facebook pages.
Being an amateur club, you see, they first and foremost identify a player which they feel belongs to their kind of specification. Apart from identifying, they try to mold these boys and girls. One thing I realize about Hotcoal, they are doing a lot of things different from other clubs in the country.
Nigeria has never known it this hot in basketball for a while. However, thanks to a group of ballers as friends and family, as they fondly call themselves, who have come together with a responsible and blessed leader, Hotcoal basketball has rocked different courts across the country. The team, considered as the new kid on the block, is actually turning out to be the real deal with just barely 3 years of scrimmages and competition.
It's really been, I think, heartwarming for me to see how the team has evolved from just an idea into a contender.
The team has achieved so much in its years of active existence in the FCT, which has made it to the final 8 of the Abuja City Basketball League in the first year of its participation, when it was still an idea.
The last Premier League final 8 that just concluded had 9 of our Hotcoal players, the male players, playing for different teams at the Premier League level. You know, for a lot of them, this was probably their first time of playing in the Premier League, but we had other coaches, other teams come and say, this kid seems good enough to come and play at this level. And of course, we're about creating a platform. So if the kids wanted to go to play, we have no hindrance, we create no hindrances to them, we let them know. We just had one of our players, Bright Akwete, play on the national team in Angola. They just qualified for the next round of the African Cup. You know, a thing of pride for us. So we've got a lot of players. We've got a couple of them also called to the national team for the national 3-on-3, you know, and so on. So I think we're making significant progress in that regard, and I'm happy about the direction we're going. It's not just about the trophies. We're happy about winning the trophies, but we're also happy that we're creating the right kind of platform for these kids. Our standards are very high in terms of discipline and focus for the kids who play with us, who participate in our program. We want to ensure that those are key tools that the kids know how to use to be successful.
It was just an idea because I think in 2019, when Sam Ogute wanted to host his tournament, we were just randomly on the court and Oga was like, "Madam, what are you doing? Put the team together, let's register." And I'm like, first of all, he said, "Can you or can you not?" I said, "Oga, the tournament is in like 2 weeks. Players are, will you?" I just said I will do it, with no idea of how I was going to do it, but somehow I got it done.
The first year in the City League was really interesting. We put together a team, looking for some new kids. We brought some kids in from Benue, we brought some kids in from, around, so a couple from Jos itself, from the feeder program, and then had a coaching team, and went into the tournament, and had an excellent run in the tournament up to the semi-final. And the semi-final game was crushing. I still think about it sometimes and I'm like, oh my God. We were up, I think, 9 points in the fourth quarter. And we had like 6 minutes to go. And then the game was literally, ours to throw away. And I can assure you, it was shocking to everyone that we did throw the game away. We ended up losing that game by 1 point. And that was, it was really devastating, But it also, our principle with Hotcoal is that you either win or you learn. So that was one of the teachable moments for us as an organization, to understand that it was going to take a lot more than just getting the right players together and getting a coach that could run the team, but we needed to strengthen our management and make sure that we ran it as an organization, and had people catering for specific things so that there were no loopholes anymore. So after that season, we went back to the drawing board.
Being an amateur club, you see, they first and foremost identify a player which they feel belongs to their kind of specification. Apart from identifying, they try to mold these boys and girls.
Sincerely, I've been playing basketball for more than 18 years now, if I'm not mistaken. And to be very sincere with you, I think I've not seen a team grow like Hotcoal. I haven't been in this team since 2019, where it all started and where it is right now. Man, it can only be God.
Hotcoal Basketball Club is founded on the principles of equity and value, structured to mentor and equip young men and women to learn skills and personal development through basketball.
Generally, Hotcoal has been a blessing to me, to my family, to my friends, to everybody that knows me, knows that Hotcoal has been a big upgrade in my career. So I got to join Hotcoal sometime last year. And the transition from Enugu, where I came from, to here now has been tremendous, both in my game and in my other aspect of life. I got to, make this step forward in my game. I got to learn how to play team game in Hotcoal. It's back then in Enugu, it was all about me. The offense, the defense, like the play has to go through me. But here in Hotcoal, the coaches, the technical crew, they made me understand that basketball is a game of team. You have to get everybody involved. You have to know this guy can do this guy can do this. Then you bring that you can do to the table too. You guys, join everything together and you get championships for yourself.
This thing cannot be happening here, and then you're sticking to your man outside here. No, there's too much space inside here. Too much space. We want to protect the basket. Is that okay? How do we do that? By staying where? Inside the paint, logging the paint, flooding the paint. Do you understand this? forget about the weak side. The pass is going to be a long pass, we cover back again, and the same thing happens. You go to that side, the guys on the weak side now, they now come to the paint now. So it's a two-way thing.
The experience with Hotcoal is totally different, and it has been a wonderful experience. Like, since I started playing Hotcoal, I don't think I've lost any match. We've been unbeaten since the ABCL, the current, the ongoing tournament right now. We've been unbeaten. So far, so good. It's been wonderful. And when it comes to allowances, it's been very, very okay. Hotcoal has encouraged us to learn a skill. It has also encouraged us to go to school and to learn other skills.
So what we first of all want to do with the program, like we said, it's founded on the principles of equity and value, is let kids know first of all that they have value, inherent value in them, and give them a platform to be able to exhibit and show that value and get value in exchange for the talent and skills that they present and the value that they bring. On the principles of equity, we have two teams, first of all, so the gender component is catered for. We have a male and a female team. The male team is called Hotcoal Ballers, the female team is called Hotcoal Sizzlers. And on the teams, we have people that represent every religion and every geopolitical zone in the country. In fact, I was making fun of some of the guys the other day. I said we have every religion. We even have a boca on the team, you know, just to say that we accommodate every single creed, every ethnicity. And if you look at the team, it's a representation of everything that, you know, in terms of equity. Principally, we try to get kids based on their talent. And talent has no ethnicity or religion. Talent is talent. So it doesn't matter where you're from or what language you speak. If you're talented enough, you can be a part of the program. And if you share also the vision that we have for trying to make yourself a better person and add value to society, and also trying to use basketball as a tool to give yourself, you know, opportunities in life.
So they kind of really trying to mold these boys and girls to be something in the near future. It's not just about the basketball alone. He encourages players, number one, to be basketballers, good basketballer, not just coming to just play. Then he look at their academics. Have you gone to school? If not, what are you doing? You know, you cannot force one to do what he doesn't want, but he does a lot by encouraging them to be in school. Those that he feels, or rather I would say Hotcoal feels, let me not just be calling the chief executive alone, because without the team, the management, believe me, will not achieve much.
Hotcoal basketball was more or less how I wanted to do the CSR for Hotcoal Foods, Hotcoal Pizza. So I could put the CSR for Hotcoal Pizza into youth empowerment and development. So I decided to start a small basketball club. And that way I could empower kids, take them off the streets, you know, especially those who have basketball interest and talent, and then see how we can use this to give them a platform to show their skills, and then to learn some skills also that will make them successful through life, leadership skills and other skills that could help them go through life.
The team came into the Nigerian basketball scene with the Sam Oguche tournament in 2019 and City League with different finishes in quarterfinals, third place and second place.
So I think beyond the ACBL, the first time the team participated in Abuja was during the Sam Oguche tournament. Sam Oguche, who's a personal friend of mine, a childhood friend, we grew up together, comes every year to Nigeria to give back, and he runs a tournament where there's a nice prize, and then he also gives scholarships to kids, you know, boys and girls to schools, to get school in Nigeria and even outside the country. So by the time I came back to Abuja, all the teams had already been set. People had already built their teams. And I said, look, I'm going to participate, you know, and I called my team manager now and said, look, put together a team. And everybody was saying, oh, well, all the players are taken, you're late. But my belief, and I still believe, that we have such a large talent pool in Nigeria of basketball talent, that it was impossible for us not to be able to put together a team, a decent team to participate in the tournament. And so we rallied round and got a team and put the team together. You know, so that was our first, I think our very first tournament that we played in. And we got eliminated, I think, in the semi-final. So we didn't make it past the group stage because we'd lost one game, and you know how they do with the calculations, head to head and all that, and somehow we didn't cross the finish line to get to the next stage. But that for me was the first time I was testing the waters, and I liked the positive energy that it brought to you know, not just to the kids who played, but also to the whole environment, you know, and the fact that we were able to use that participation at that time to steer some of the kids who came to play for us into getting into school, or, you know, looking for some other skills, trade, photography, you know, digital imaging and things like that. You know, so I was really excited about that, and then decided to participate in the Abuja City League, you know, that year.
Sometimes they get the admission for them. Some of them get the admission by themselves, but at the same time, they make sure Hotcoal pays their school fees. There are some that they kind of pay maybe 50%, some 100%, and then apart from that, there are other ones that go into trading. Maybe they feel school is not for them.
Starting Hotcoal in 2019, I remember then we were even squeezing to play with jerseys. We go out to borrow jerseys. At some point, we were even using oversized jerseys. And by the virtue of consistency and having a general manager that has a heart of gold, it has grown into something that even me, I'm still surprised that Hotcoal basketball is this big right now.
Despite the pandemic in 2020 that shut down activities across the globe, the team ended up as first runner-up in the ACBL 2020 Abridged League. It has not been a fairy tale story for the team that is founded and owned by Obong Udo, an ex-player himself who has ensured he gives back to the game through various basketball development programs. Through his hard work, the team has registered its name on the table of men by achieving podium spots in 2 previous competitions.
But they're scoring easy baskets. Don't give up anything. This is a semi-final. You guys should tighten up on the defense. I need to see the energy on defense.
Let's go, boys.
Let's get this.
After the first season in the City League and we made the changes we wanted to make, we came back again. And because of that was the year of the COVID year, everything was on lockdown. It was tough because, I mean, we had to take extra precaution because of our kids. We have a camp where we accommodate our kids, both the male and female players, and we had to be very careful about how we manage them. And at the time, of course, you know, there was so much panic about COVID-19. You know, so we needed to send some kids home, those who were going to go home, those who were, you know, still going to be staying in Abuja. We had to provide all necessary care for, you know, sanitizers, gloves, face masks, make sure we monitored their movement, you know, things like that, make sure they didn't get exposed, you know, or put themselves in any kind of danger, especially since they were directly in our care. But things eased up a bit. Later, towards the end of the year, and there was an abridged City League, so we participated again, and it was a hell of a roll. We were unbeaten all season until we got to the semi-final, and we played the Air Warriors team, who were the defending champions, in the semi-final. And that game was a tough one. We lost the game by, I think, 5 or 6 points, you know. And the kids were really disappointed, but I told them, look, last year we got knocked out in the semis. This year we're in the semi-final. What we need to do is to get the 3rd place position. We need to win that and know that we're making progress. That's growth. So we ended that year at 3rd. We got the bronze medal, you know. And then set our sights on the next thing that would come up. So at the beginning of this year, 2021, we jumped back into the fray for the City League as well.
Just an idea, and then the same 2019 we decided to just play the ACBL, where it was our first year, but it was, I could hit my chest and I was like very proud of myself. First year in the ACBL, all the way to the final 8, 3rd place, whoa, big deal. So it was really something, I mean, it was really something exciting, and in a very short space of time I was able to learn a lot. I mean, working with that kind of a person, you don't have a choice but to be open to learning.
This year has been a whirlwind, so I think this year has been a culmination of everything we've been preparing for and planning. We've participated in 11 tournaments in the year 2021 and we won 7. So all this we acquired this year. We won 7 and got silver medal placements in 3.
The success the team has made so far, we all know that nothing good comes easy. It all came out as a result of very, very serious and tedious hard work. Very, very serious hard work. We have teams that are about the same level with Hotcoal, I mean, as personnel level, as in players, but the hard work had made a difference, and that is just the reason why we've been able to attain all the success that we're attaining this year. And not just that, organization matters a lot. In every human setup, organization matters a lot. And this is one thing I don't joke with in Hotcoal. We are highly organized. We make sure that the right things are done at the right time, and to move the team forward. And I think that has really helped us. But basically, the success that we attained this year didn't come easy at all. It was just basically due to hard work. The players, I really pushed the players to the extreme, and then basically what they need to know, we all did during our practice. Because you don't win a championship at the venue, you win from the training ground. So we put in a whole lot of work at the training ground.
Hotcoal basketball team is blessed with a man whose dream is to impact and change lives positively through the principles of equity and value in basketball. He believes that there are limited opportunities in the Nigerian basketball space, and therefore it is important to train and equip them to be ready for the bigger platforms outside Nigeria.
I think the future for Hotcoal basketball is going to be one where we can have a clear strategy to create the larger opportunities for the most talented players we have, you know, to play basketball in the States or in other countries, get scholarships, academic scholarships to the best schools, and be able to actualize their potential. We don't want a situation where we have, a rotating bin of players. We just want the players to keep rotating in the same system within the country, because there are very limited opportunities here. Not everybody can get on the national team. Not everybody can get into certain platforms to play. We want to actively seek out the opportunities that can really make a difference. If a kid can get a scholarship to go to a Division I school in the States, he has a shot at the big leagues. That is a life-transforming opportunity. If we can provide them the right skills and mindsets to go there and be successful, I think we've done our job. One of our kids just came back from the NBA Africa Academy. Yeah, and this is just a testament to the level of talent some of these kids have. He went there 2 days late because of some logistic issue with his COVID test and things like that. He couldn't get it done in time. He missed the flight. So it was a 4-day camp, and I think he went there 2 days late, but he was still one of the top 5 camp players selected from the whole camp in just 2 days. So that tells you the kind of talent that the kid took there. And we have kids like this all over the country, and we want to be able to create these kind of opportunities for these kids to get that kind of exposure.
We've helped a whole lot of players in school. We've helped families. We've visited orphanage homes. So it's not just within the basketball circle, but we've gone out of basketball to make impact on the lives of others. So
we also want to be able to have a dedicated scholarship fund for the kids who are here. because not everyone can go to America or go to France or Spain and get a scholarship or play professionally. We want to have a dedicated scholarship fund for kids who are here, who are going to college here, who are going to learn through skills and trades here, and know that these kids will be funded through acquiring these skills. You know, if something else better opens up in the future, that's fine. But while they're here, we're going to ensure that they get those qualifications. So that's, for us, we're going to focus on those two things. And I think that's what's going to be driving Hotcoal basketball.
Sequel to his achievements, the club's general manager launched a female basketball team, Hotcoal Sizzlers, to match up the demand for growing female talents that abound across the capital city. His judgment paid off as the Sizzlers beat all comers to emerge champions at the Backers Rev INC basketball tournament and the ACBL, respectively.
I decided to put together a female team this year because the City League was introducing a female component to the league, and we had a pool of female players who we'd already scouted who were interested in playing. And interestingly, we're the only team, I think probably in the country, that has a female team manager. So our team manager is a very powerful young woman who does an impossible job.
She's really, I think, the backbone of the team. Looks after the players' welfare, ensures everybody's doing okay. You know, overseas, especially in my absence, because of the work you give me, I can't be there. The work they gave us. So she's the team manager of the team. And you know, like I said, when we made her the team manager, there was a lot of talk about why a woman, why put a girl. She's the mother of two beautiful twins, two boys. Every while we give her, you know, first time, second time. When we won the trophy, I think she celebrated more than even the team. You know, the team members. So that's her
job. I don't know what the club would be without her. And so she insisted and said, no, this is her baby. She's going to put together the team and all that. So we got that team, put them together, and the first thing they did was to win the Bikers Rave tournament. Next thing they did was to win the I'm sorry. The next thing they did was to win the City League, Abuja City League. So what's been eluding us with the male team, the female team came and did for us in one go. The maiden edition of the female Abuja City League, Hotcoal Sizzlers won.
As part of the team's corporate social responsibility, the Hotcoal Hands of Care initiative came on board and organized intervention programs, trainings of life-saving skills for sportsmen.
The Hotcoal Hands of Care initiative started very long ago. I think the first was 2015 when we, our boss organized a tournament here in Jos, in Plateau State, and he brought a whole lot of people, gave out shoes and the rest.
A few months ago, Hotcoal had a program, to teach athletes, not just athletes, coaches, and how to do basic CPR. Because you know the basketball we play, most times we don't have medical teams, so like it's nice for players and coaches and even spectators to know how to do the basic CPR. So Hotcoal had this program to put people through that.
What we do with the kids with empowerment and other interventions are part of what we call the Hotcoal Hands of Care project. The Hands of Care project is the specific branch of Hotcoal that caters for things, you know, that have to do with social value, you know, social development, interventions. So the Hotcoal Hands of Care project is, you know, a sub-project of the Hotcoal basketball program. And what we've done so far with the Hotcoal Hands of Care project is, for example, unfortunately we lost a young basketball player after practice. He was just talking with his friends and he just slumped and collapsed and passed away. It was really shocking and sad, especially, it's always painful when a young person passes, and not just passes when it's preventable. Preventable in the sense that if people around had the skills to give CPR or to resuscitate him, you know, that small 2-minute window where you can save his life, if people had the skills, he probably would not have died. So what we did as a project, beyond condoling, you know, and doing the normal, sharing his picture and doing all the things that we're expected to do, was to organize a training for all the basketball clubs in Abuja. I think we had about 70 participants, 2 from each club, so that was like 35 clubs, where we trained them on emergency first aid and CPR. And our thinking was, we want to make sure that at every training session, practice session for every club in the city, there's at least one person who will be around that has those skills, so that if that incident should happen again, somebody can have the requisite training to save the person's life. And this is something that we were we put a lot of priority on. We got some very skilled and experienced trainers, ER Africa, negotiated and paid them to come and provide this training for us.
Saving lives is serious business. Of course, every training should be interactive and fun, but we don't want to lose focus on what the reason why we're here.
I mean, we're driven by passion. I'm passionate about basketball. I played it quite seriously for most part of my life, a very big part of my life. I know what value basketball gave me as a person and the things I took away from the court. We believe that, like life, basketball teaches you skills that will make you successful: determination, focus, hard work. You have to stand out, you have to be assertive, you have to be disciplined. These are some of the principles that we've been able to apply to life ourselves that has helped us, chart a path of considerable success. So we try to make sure the kids imbibe these as well going forward. If you can be a good basketball player, you can be a good and successful person in life. And the tools you need to do both are the same. These principles apply to everything. The principles for success are the same. Similar with value. I mean, if you don't ascribe value to yourself and provide value into every environment you go into, nobody's going to treat you as a person of value. You have to do that for yourself and show value. And then people will now multiply that by, reflecting, mirroring the value that you bring. So right now we've got, like on the female team, we have about 4 or 5 players who have just got admission into university. On the male team, we have, I think, 3 players also who've got into university. We've got 2 who are learning some skill, so we're trying to make sure that every time an issue comes up that has to do with education or empowerment, and the kids, we make sure they play their role. So we say, look, if admissions are going on, go find out what you're interested in and what you want to learn, and come to us, and then we can help you follow up, and pay fees and pay registration fees and things like that. Another thing we did with the Hands of Care project was in Jos, which is our base, there was an unfortunate crisis, clash, some civil unrest, and there were some students who were trapped in a school in the University of Jos and didn't have access to food and couldn't be evacuated and all that. What we did was to contribute with other like-minded organizations to provide vehicles to take students who were going back to the east and southeast and southwest of the country. And then for those who weren't leaving, who were stuck in the hostel and couldn't travel, we provided them with survival kits, provided them with food, water, some money, to keep them, at least to be able to provide them, nourishment for at least 2 weeks.
Barely 3 years in the Nigerian basketball scene, Hotcoal basketball has recorded a lot of achievements, amongst which is an endorsement by Ibom Air, Mr. Ibo, and DJ KYs.
It's really been, I think, heartwarming for me to see how the team has evolved from just an idea into a contender. It's now we're getting invitations for Hotcoal Basketball Club to participate in tournaments in Lagos, and we've been invited to an invitational in Kogi State in Lokoja in a few days. Everybody believes in what we're doing and has shown a lot of support, and the basketball community also is really been receptive to what we're trying to do in changing the narrative on first of all, what a basketball player represents, and secondly, what the game represents and the kind of opportunities it should present to these kids who are playing, the girls, young men and young women who are playing the game. We have an excellent relationship, organizational relationship with all the top clubs in the country. I think one of the most significant decisions we made in terms of moving the organization forward was with the coaching and management. We parted ways with the last coach we had over the first couple of years, and we're very fortunate to get the present coach now, who is the national 3-on-3 coach as we speak, Coach Alligator. We call him Alligator, Coach Ali, Chris Acha. And he was able to bring us a unique blend of very high technical capacity, and as well as balance in terms of being a father figure to these kids and providing guidance and answering some of those life questions. And he's tough as nails sometimes, but he's also like a small kitten in terms of who he's dealing with.
Stop the drive. Penetration dribble, stop them right inside there. The ball goes and come back to your man. The best they're gonna do is just catch the ball and swing and start attacking again. This man is somewhere here, okay? Sagia, stop this drive, yeah? The ball goes and go back to your man again.
The team, like I said before, has been in existence for the past 4 years, and I joined in the early this year, around March or thereabout. And of course, we have made a tremendous progress. This year actually has been a reaping of so many medals. Like, I think so far this year I've attended like 10 championship, and basically all of them were in the finals. But unfortunately, out of the 10, we lost in the finals 3 times. So that means that it was 7 championship wins and then 3 silver medals. If you ask me, I think that is commendable enough. But we hope to get better than this, and in every championship that we attend, we hope to, come out tops, basically.
So he brought the right kind of balance and technical knowledge transfer we need for these kids to be successful, and that I think was very, very significant in terms of our going forward. The second thing we did was to look at our brand. How are we represented? What kind of perception of Hotcoal basketball was out there? And we then focused on developing a brand identity that was attractive, doing some merchandising, making sure that every time we stepped into a tournament or an arena, people knew we were there because of the way we presented ourselves and carried ourselves and played. It's everything, 3 things rolled into one. We look good, we act right, and we play well. And we were able to put this together and take that into every tournament we were going to. So for even the tournaments we didn't win, we always came away, like I said, with learning and also with new relationships with the people who were putting tournaments together. We went for the nice tournament in Akwa Ibom, and the team went by air. They flew by Ibom Air, and when they were coming back, Ibom Air actually took a picture with them and posted Hotcoal basketball on their Twitter handle and the website, identified with us. We met Mr. Ibu, who's one of the most popular comedians and celebrities we have in the country, who also loved the brand. Took a hat, we had pictures with him, he was very pleasant, supported us, wished us luck in the tournament we were going for and all that. We've been able to connect with a lot of different celebrities. DJ K-Wise, I think we met with him, very remarkable and talented young man. He also, we gave him a t-shirt, he was happy to wear it, So we're trying to make relationships and build strategic partnerships with people across every sector.
Hotcoal basketball team is blessed with a man whose dream is to impact and change lives positively through the principles of equity and value in basketball. He believes that there are limited opportunities in Nigerian basketball space, and therefore it is important to train and equip them to be ready for the bigger platforms outside Nigeria.
Unfortunately, Ubong used to be my playmate back then when I was still playing in the league, and I know the kind of person he is. The person who goes head on doing whatever he wants to do, he puts in his very, very best.
The future for Hotcoal basketball is going to be one where we can, with a clear strategy, have a clear strategy to create the larger opportunities for the most talented players we have, to play basketball in the States or in other countries, get scholarships, academic scholarships to the best schools, and be able to actualize their potential. We don't want a situation where we have, a rotating bin of players. We just want the players to keep rotating in the same system within the country, because there are very limited opportunities here. Not everybody can get on the national team. Not everybody can get into certain platforms to play. We want to actively seek out the opportunities that can really make a difference. Part of what we try to do is ensure that everybody who's part of the Hotcoal basketball program is in school or learning some skill or learning some trade or skill that can make them productive economically to themselves and to their families. So that was the vision behind starting Hotcoal Basketball Club.
What stands out for me is the passion that the boss has, not just basketball. I mean, he's not selfish. I know teams that don't care about the players. I know teams that just want to, will I say exploit, or just get what they can get from players and not care about them. In Hotcoal, we don't just do players. We don't just do basketball. We make sure people are in school. We make sure people are learning a handwork or a trade or something. I've had to drop 1 or 2 people from the team because they don't want to go to school. You have to do something. He pays for school fees for some people. So for some other people that don't have JAMB or admission yet, okay, go and learn computer, go and learn graphics. He makes all those payments. And I mean, basically the fact that he actually cares about the welfare of people, whether you're in Hotcoal or not. I think that's like a major like a major thing for me. Yeah.
Like I said before, we played together in the league back then, way back then. And the man has he's a very pragmatic person. He has an eye for success all the time. He's hardworking, and most importantly, he's a very generous person. He puts in all his best. Whatever he wants to do, he puts in all his very best. He doesn't look back at all. He doesn't really care how much it's going to cost him, but all he wants is for things to work out well, which is really happening now. And I think that is why Hotcoal is making all these waves in the country right now. To remind you, Hotcoal, as far as I'm concerned, is the hottest team in Nigeria right now, because everywhere around the country it's Hotcoal. One, based on organization, and 2, based on the performance of the team. And we're hoping to take a step higher than that, basically in the next year, starting from the Football League that's coming up in January in Abuja. Basically, we need to go and make a statement again. That's Hotcoal for you.
Hotcoal has changed my life as well, from how I look at things. We work with a boss where we always have to deliver. So he has taught us how to operate under pressure, and this goes beyond basketball. It goes to how we handle our own personal businesses, on how we handle other life activities. Working with our GM has been great, and he tries to make sure that for everyone on the team, you are being lifted. You don't remain the same from the day you join the Hotcoal family. It's all love. He makes sure that we must grow. And for me, as at this time right now, there's so much growth in my life, in the team, and in how I go about my way of life.
He has a very great personality. He doesn't take no for an answer, like you said. He wants everything to get done. I mean, he is a perfectionist. He wants everything to be done the way it's supposed to be done. He cares about everything and everybody around him. This person is not okay. He makes me, sometimes I think he actually forgets I'm a lady, because he makes me run around. Sometimes, there was a time I'm like, okay, but you know, say amongst these people, everybody na men, and maybe the only woman, madam, it's your job, get it done.
I really want to appreciate Mr. Udom Ubong for the privilege. Yeah, he's given me a lot of opportunities. We traveled down to Uyo, and we had a great experience because everything went soft. And then we got plenty money from it. Yeah, we're able to help our families. We're able to do so many things with the money he gave us, and it's a good one. The team is one of a kind. Like, you actually can't get this team from anywhere. You know, like here in Nigeria, like it's hard for you to get a team like this that is going to sponsor you, give you cash, and give you other support, like take you to school. It's actually a good one, and I'm actually happy I'm playing for the Hotcoal team.